Welcome to Living Multidimensionally, where we explore what it really means to be a soul having a human experience in a world that is far more magical, interconnected, and alive than we were ever taught to believe. I'm your host, Jillian, an Akashic Records channel, energy healer, and multidimensional guide. And this podcast is a space where we peel back the layers of the seen and unseen worlds. Here, we talk about the messy, beautiful, deeply human parts of life, and the moments that remind us we are ancient, infinite, and connected to something so much bigger. Here I explore with you and guide you through the many layers of the spiritual journey. At times, I'm joined by friends, teachers, healers, and fellow travelers of the spiritual path. People who live with one foot in the physical world and one foot in the energetic realms, as we dive into the modalities, experiences, past lives, initiations, and everyday magic that shape us. This is a space for curiosity, embodiment, remembrance, and real conversations about what it means to navigate life as a multi-dimensional being, with humor, depth, and a whole lot of soul. So take a breath, open your heart, and let's journey in. All right. Today's episode is incredibly special because our guest is the very first person who opened the path of spirituality in my life. Before I even knew I had gifts, before I knew what energy healing was, before I knew who I was becoming. I met Shannyn Chambers back in 2017, long before I was an Akashic healer or channel. I was a personal trainer at the time, meditating, working with crystals, but also falling apart on the inside. I was in a really dark transitional moment in my life, and somehow she saw me, and she truly saw me. She offered me a free Lomi Lomi massage, not just a massage, but a Hawaiian healing ceremony that you receive during times of deep transition. And that session changed the trajectory of my life. It was the first time someone held space for all of me, my light, my shadow, my confusion, and my potential. She embraced my darkness without flinching and taught me for the first time what duality actually means. Shannyn is a registered massage therapist, a trained Level One Shaman, a Hawaiian healing practitioner of Hunakane and Lomi Lomi massage, and a Holy Fire 3 Reiki master teacher. She reads oracle cards, works with the unseen, and somehow manages to be both profoundly powerful and hilariously human. From having drinks to deep spiritual conversations, laughing until we cry, to her dropping ancient truths with the simplest of words like send it love, a phrase that has never once failed me in my entire healing journey. What I love most about her is her complete non-judgment, her kindness, her ability to see every human as equal. She's intuitive, go with the flow, and wildly chaotic in the best way. She's witchy and wise with a home full of crystals and plants, but she's also someone who loves her coffee, cheese, weed, and wine, and she's absolutely shameless about it. She loves hard, takes care of people, and gets excited about the things she loves, pouring her whole heart into making sure everyone's having a good time. She is cute, quirky, hilarious, and one of the most accepting souls I've ever met. She is a healer, a teacher, and truly the first person who ever held up a mirror to show me my magic. I'm crying. She's taught me so much and continues to be one of my best friends. So it's perfect, poetic, and aligned that she is the first guest on this podcast. And I'm honored today to introduce you to my teacher, friend, and one of the most multidimensional humans I know, Shannyn Chambers. So welcome, Shannyn.
Oh, thank you for having me. That was an intro. You're making me tear up a little bit. My ego is loving the intro, so thank you for that. The human loves it.
Well, that's good. She deserves it. So
Oh, you're awesome. You're awesome. Okay.
where are you? Here you go. So this is we're gonna get right into it. So, can you share with our listeners who you are beyond the labels, the soul behind the work that you do?
Oh man. Well, I feel like the soul part of me, like the soul is what houses the ego, right? So my ego, other than loving that intro, does love finding not reassurance, but maybe validation from serving humans. I love to serve humans, and my ego loves that. Um, Opposite end of the coin, the spirit side of me, uh, just wants any and every experience that the wave takes me to, and so shall it be. Let's just see what happens there. I don't know, but I guess that's kind of, I don't know if I answered the question, but without the labels, I don't know.
Here for
I
it.
try to embrace my femininity in my later years, like after maybe 25, definitely in my 30s, I try to embrace being a woman here on earth. Because definitely on the inside, I've always felt very like direct, passionate, maybe a smidge masculine, you could say. Um, Big tomboy back in the day, back in the 80s, early 90s. But yeah, I
Yeah.
guess I just try to embrace whatever vibe is in me at the time and
You just flow
do
through
my
it.
best. I try to do my best here on earth. Yeah.
Do my best. Oh, I mean, yes, that was a big realization for me of like, I'm just doing my best. This planet is a lot. Aw. So, yeah, I resonate with just flowing through it, letting my soul kind of guide me to wherever needs to go. And I resonate with the ego part about liking to have, um, liking to serve other humans, having satisfaction in that. So you talked about growing up as a tomboy in the 80s. What was your first multi-dimensional moment? So when you first sort of realized that the world wasn't what we were taught.
Okay. And this is something I've never talked about because it's one of those weird things. But
Yes.
I fell asleep. I was so little. I don't know what year it was. I don't know. Might have been 4 or 5. So it was like the late 80s. And I fell asleep on my aunt's couch, like a chair couch. I don't know, like the chair that goes with the couch, whatever. But
Right.
I was so small that I could like lay across it. And it was like I had the most overwhelming dream of just rolls and rolls of waves getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And it was the first time I remember ever feeling overwhelmed with anything. But it was like an induction or a gift of power of some sort. It totally freaked me out. And I woke up and I was just like, ah, and I couldn't talk about it because it totally scared me. Um, but yeah, I think that might have been the very, very first time, but my mom was very weird. She was a weird one. She's like an OG weirdo. So she always had like the crystals and the runes and the things in the house before it was normal and the incense and just all of it. So I just kind of grew up with it. So yeah.
That's cool. Did you say you were like 4 or 5 when that happened?
Yeah. Ugh. Like even think it was so overwhelming. And I just remember being like, nothing exists.
Ah, that's so cool. I love hearing that because
Ah.
I I often I've said like when I watch other people that are on the spiritual path and like people who have like made it and that kind of stuff, they usually talk about really young experiences like that, as well as having parents that were sort of more accepting of the weird stuff. And like that's something that I didn't necessarily have. Like I grew up in like we were Christian, we went to church, and my mom has embraced it now. Like now her house is filled with plants and crystals and everything. But when I was younger, that wasn't a thing. So I didn't have any of those kind of moments till much later in life, at least that I remember. Um, so
All in perfect timing.
yeah, yes,
My
yeah.
Baba did her best to raise me in the church. She did her absolute best. And it was an experience.
Yes, yes, we have. And your Baba was your mom's mom.
Mom, yeah. So a
Interesting.
long line of hereditary witches. Like my big Baba, my Baba's mom was like Fob and used to read the tea leaves for people from the old country and stuff. So yeah.
Oh, hey, interesting. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Read the tea leaves. I love that. Um, yeah. See, that's funny. We didn't have that really in my family with my parents. It was very much like uh traditional. Like you cook the meat and the potatoes and the corn and like
Yeah,
you go to church. Like it was
that's
very
great.
like
Yeah.
yeah.
Country. Like it
Uh,
was country. That's,
yeah.
yeah, how
Yeah.
my Baba did her best. I'm grateful for all of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I love hearing about the maternal lineage side because that's something I study a lot. And so it's interesting to hear like how that trickled down and then like having your Baba in the middle of like try like she would have been maybe the woman who was like, okay, not the spiritual stuff, and then it like came back in.
No, but like, and even as you're speaking, it's like, and now this is what you get to do. Like this is like when you have a family, they'll be raised amongst it, and it's all just kind of
Yeah,
brings us to wherever we are.
so
Yeah.
cool. I love it. Aw. Um, Yeah, that would have been very overwhelming as a 4 or 5 year old to like have that like this is okay
Ah, I just
now
remember all
I
the
remember
blue
mine
and white. It was like,
actually mine now I remember now actually like dropping into the actual feeling of like oh I'm like no I was like in my 20s and it was the first time I did acid. That was when I had mine.
I could not have, I've never done acid.
That was like I remember there was like the soul like I was like having the download of like you are not Jillian you are a soul and I remember it was the most mind-blowing thing like I at the time I was like that's so weird like there's no way and then now I'm like this is everything.
Nothing exists. Everything is one, and one is everything.
Oh, so
I
funny.
am you,
Yeah,
and you are me.
literally. Yeah, at 4 and 5. Yeah, okay. That's crazy.
Yeah, I was a weird kid.
Yeah, well, no doubt.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, big time.
rightfully a lot of kids though have those experiences and then kind of the same thing. They're like, that was a lot, so I'm not gonna touch that. I don't really know what just happened there. Uh, so yeah, all through your life, things have happened. What would you say your current spiritual identity or practice is, or how would you describe how you currently sort of live spiritually?
I think it just isn't everything. It's a natural thing that just is part of the day. Like sometimes I'm like, am I schizophrenic or am I talking with my guides? And maybe it's both. I don't know. But I'm here for it. And like I talk with my guides in the shower, water amplifies, I wake up. Like it's a lot of traditional prayer again,
Hmm. Hmm.
raised in the church a bit there with Baba. And I just see all of it as very good. I feel like I do try to just be guided by the flow more than I try to control it. Like even when things go wrong, and I'm like, well, I have to turn back around and backtrack 30 minutes, which is my least favorite thing, but it's part of today's plan. So I, I just really try to trust the flow and like just be one with it. And it's actually like held in the big toes. Like when your big toes feel funny, it's like a reminder that your wildest hopes, dreams, desires is actually one and the same with the ultimate plan that the divine has for us too, right? Like, so I just try to be conscious and positive. And when I do catch myself being like my human self, like, driving and then the road rage, like urge to kill rising surfaces. And I'm just like, you know what? Send that love. Maybe they're having a really bad day and I don't need.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, I don't know if that answered the question, but I just
That,
try to vibe with it always.
that it totally answers the question. And something that people have a lot of trouble with. But yeah, you've always been that way as long as I remember you. And that's something that I always have been working on. And I do feel like I've finally found that where it's like something happens and you're like, well, I can't really explain that, but I guess that's what was supposed to happen, and it just like rolls
Right?
off your back more, so you don't get so sucked in. Um, and I
Like
love,
control does not exist. I can control nothing in the unlimited. I can just place the order, right? I'm like, universe, this please, and then just wait and see. Wait.
yes, wait, wait and see. Oh, yeah, so
Time's an illusion.
I like that you talked about talking to your guides because that's something that I now do. I never used to be able to hear them before, but you were always like even with having sessions with you and stuff, I'd be like, tell me what happened. And you're like, well, I saw this guide and this god and da da da. And that was way before I ever like did have those. I still don't necessarily have specific, like, I can tell who the guides are necessarily. Like, they're the guides, but they don't necessarily make their individual selves known as much. And I think that's something that you have, like, with the shaman work that you do, where you can, like, I know one time I had a
They're
session
coming
with
in
you.
right now. They're like, we don't have names. Like names don't exist. So it's like, what's the feeling when you're doing the work? Like
Yeah.
I might have names for me and my human brain to associate, but associations can be associations. Like I once taught a girl who would connect through spirit through her radio in the shower every day. She's like, what's the song going to be? Like, how do we
Yeah.
connect? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
but
No,
I just go on a tangent. But yes, this is coming in like, we don't have names.
I know they don't. They don't like to be called by names. Like that's something that I teach also. It's like, yeah, they don't like to be connected to a specific necessarily.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, and that's it. It's like we all have individual things, like specialties, but it's like when we're healing, like the god or goddess of the feeling that's coming through, not
Yes.
necessarily the,
Yes. Yes. I
yeah,
know. Yes, I know.
you
But also the
know.
listeners, well, it's good to describe it for the people who maybe don't know. But that is totally, that's totally a thing like that I learned through my Akashic record work as well, is that yeah, it's like feeling is a good word to say it, but like the resonance that they carry, it's like their medicine, like that, like
Yeah,
whatever that is, that frequency is like what they are, not necessarily I am.
yeah.
Yeah.
And like, Catherine, our
Yeah.
OG
Yeah.
Reiki master, brilliant. Um, I just lost my train of thought. I started thinking back.
I think
It'll
about
come back.
Catherine.
Must have been a lie. My Baba said, "We'll come back to that. We'll circle back."
No, and I like that you talked about the schizophrenic stuff because I've totally, well, and like I was describing to like some, you know, a regular human who doesn't talk to their guides every day.
Muggle.
Yeah, muggle. I was describing what I do for work and I was like, yeah, like I have a coaching session and like the person will be talking and they'll just start talking to me and it'll just start like the voices will just come through and I'll just say what they're saying and they're like, some people would define that as crazy. And I'm some people
Yes,
would. Yes.
you're not wrong. Yeah,
It's just so
and
funny.
that's very human right to think so. Like, there's no
Yeah.
wrong way up the mountain. Like, you do you, human.
It's just
You
like
know.
so normalized, for us. Whereas like other people are like, are you sure
Oh,
you get that checked?
in a book I'm reading, I guess someone's like, "Oh my gosh, the term solar plexus was mentioned so many times, so many times." And then another reader was like, "It was mentioned 7 times, and I have not noticed it once." And it's like, I guess it's just a normal term, but
Yeah.
when it's around you more, it's not so like, that's different, so and scary.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's so true. And it takes a while for it to like integrate. Like I remember when I first started learning about angels and like these beings, I remember it so perfectly in like 4 apartments ago when I was on my bed and I had my laptop open and I remember it was so overwhelming. Like I was like, I need to stop. Like this is too much. Like and now it's like every day I'm talking with the angels. So yeah. Yeah. So pivoting a little bit into
Yeah.
the human experience part.
Okay.
So what is one human thing that you still struggle with, even with all your gifts and awareness?
Ah, gosh. Loss, personal loss of people we love. That's the worst one. Because, like, yeah, they're on the spirit side, and yeah, we're more interconnected than ever. Like, my mom and dad are both on the other side, and I feel super, uber interconnected with them more than ever. Um, but it still sucks. Like, I think that's the worst human experience for us all is like the loss. It's like,
Hmm.
oh yeah, like yay for them. They get to cross over to eternal bliss. But then it's like, we're still stuck here on Earth without them. And it's like, sit
Yeah,
down, kind of,
no,
like
I
that's
think
not fun.
yeah, that's a really good one. That's something for me personally. I do have a hard time with helping people with grief per se, because I feel like I do interact with grief differently. I haven't lost anyone like my mom or dad, but I've lost grandparents and friends, and I do still feel that connection to them. But I agree with you. It's like, yeah, they're on the other side where everything, like sometimes you can even have stronger relationships with them on the other side. But grief is absolutely, I would say, the hardest thing for people to
Yeah.
like feel and come to terms with and like live with. And it makes sense. It's because we are separated down here. Like we're not,
Right? Like we can't physically see or feel, like it's more of a connection. And like we're in a monetary, tangible based
yeah, physical
reality,
world.
right? So
Yeah.
it's like losing someone or something, like just loss. I think that's the
Yeah.
worst human
Yeah.
experience one. Yeah.
Totally. No, I feel that for sure. That's a tough one. And it's one
Yeah.
that's
Hmm.
it's so inevitable. Like we are all
It's
going
the
to,
only thing that's guaranteed. Like we're just
yeah.
gonna keep
Yeah.
losing things and people that we love until we die, and then pass on that loss to whoever is left. And it's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
so make the best of it while we're here. Enjoy
Yeah.
yourself, you know.
Well, and that I think that's a good point because talking about loss and the physicality of it all, like I think especially right now in the world, so many people are experiencing these deeper, harder emotions. And it's like, okay, yeah, they are hard and they suck, but also while we're here, we're meant to enjoy it. Like, like that's
Yeah.
the other part of being physical. It's
Like
like,
the sweet isn't as sweet without the sour. Like, yeah.
yeah. So like I think that's something that I've learned more to do in the last recent years, and something that I encourage is like, yeah, like there's no shame tied to doing what you love. Like find the pleasure and the enjoyment out of the physical, because yeah, as much as loss sucks while we're here, like we may as well enjoy the other part of it. And
Like
like,
like suffering just to lose the things you love sounds awful. I'm like, I
yeah.
don't want to do this anymore. Which brings me to like warrior and adventurer. Like,
Yeah.
why must I keep choosing warrior when I'm even aware that I'm choosing warrior mode? Like, no, thank you. I want to enjoy the experiences. So,
Maybe
yeah.
maybe, yeah, who knows how many times. Like, that's one thing, like, I think you've incarnated on Earth a lot more than I have as well. So I think you have, like,
I
even when we were talking
don't know
about,
why this soul part is like, yeah, go back to Earth again. You're going to be a Pisces 3 this time. It's like, oh, man. And a woman. Woo. It's like, oh, man.
and a woman. Oh, we're gonna get
Like,
into
is this a joke? Oh,
Oh yeah, no, that's I have from what I know, I've only incarnated on Earth one other time. So, and I took I took a quick exit. So I don't think I've been here a lot, whereas I think that also makes things different when you have more, like even when we were about to film this podcast and Shannon's like, the witch is burning at the stake, and it's like yeah, you were there. So I understand.
You've done this too many times. 2026 is my year.
Yes. And we are meant to heal those things. So this
Yes,
is
I
this
will not be sacrificed this time.
no, no. Uh, what do you find, what helps you ground into like this world, like rituals, habits, food, relationship?
Oh, oh, I love the rituals. I love traditions. I love celebrating the turning of the wheel. For grounding, like I'm a sun and moon sign, water sign. Love the water, baths for me, being near water for me, drinking water for me. All the root vegetables, potatoes, carrots. Wearing black all the time because I'm always like doo 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 doo. So I'm like black. This will ground me. Like my sisters of yore, I will adorn myself in black. Yeah, I don't know, enjoying doing the things I enjoy before I get too fizzled out or stressed out, which I used to do all the time. Like I'm too old for that. I'm
Mhm.
like, no has become a big part of my life. That's a good boundary to have to ensure you're grounding. Like, no. And then do what you got to do for you to be the best version, to get back out there, to keep giving. I don't know.
Totally. I like that you
That's
mentioned
it.
traditions. Like I think that's like yeah, once again, enjoying the human things. Like yeah, like well, what did you say?
Yeah.
The turning of the wheel, but Halloween, Christmas,
Yeah.
like these kind of things.
Yeah. Like we have Yule coming up, like the solstice is coming up, like it's a great time. Like the tree, I have to have my Christmas tree up, the Yule time tree, like Christmas is witchcraft, and it's like,
Totally.
I
I mean,
love all the earth.
all of the holidays are witchcraft.
Well,
Leave.
everything was based around the earth once upon a time. Like there were clocks, like we just based upon like the earth and what it gave to us and our harvest wherever on earth and what's happening in the sky. And it just makes sense. And I love to honor that and it makes me connected. And now that I have a little guy, I like to kind of raise him in the weirdness too. And, you
Yes.
know, and he's like, what's the candles? I'm like, that's Lamas. It's after the solstice, So it's just kind of like, and of course, these are all terms that, like, I do not identify as Wiccan,
Yeah.
but lots of people and humans who do, they celebrate, and it's just, I think, no matter where you go on Earth, there'll be like a similar tradition for whatever they're doing for their harvest at that time on Earth, and I think it's fun.
It is
Time
fun.
to share and celebrate love, right?
Yes. Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. I've enjoyed them more as I get older too, when I'm not so like triggered by like and I can come up with my own traditions and like enjoy being around my family and like those kind of things. Uh, so for you specifically, I introduced you talking about your modalities, but can you explain whichever parts you feel called, maybe like the shamanism or the Hawaiian stuff, or the Reiki, but in a way that would make that would make sense to someone brand new. Obviously, that might be asking a little much, but as best as you can to someone who would be like, I've never heard of this.
Okay. All right. So, something I was taught in the intro to shaman, and I, again, from Catherine, that there are the seven different levels. I only took the first one just to kind of work as the glue in between the massage, the Reiki, the Hawaiian body work, um, because it's based on the principle that there are four different levels of reality.
Mhm.
Okay. Everyone will fall into one of these levels. The first one is all of this is bullshit. You're separate. You're you. I'm me. Reiki's dumb. Ha ha ha. Like I'm here having a human experience and nothing is real. Like, or everything's real, but there's no such thing as a higher
Mhm.
source.
Mhm.
Totally cool, man. Like that's your human right to believe that. Like you're here having an experience, a human experience. That's a very human experience. Like I love that for you. Enjoy.
Mhm.
And then the second one is like, okay, maybe we are all separate, but maybe there's like a divinity and we connect to that separately. But like maybe, there is something out there. I don't know what it is. I don't want to delve deeper into it. I respect those that do, but it's not for me. I'm still like a human that's separate, but I recognize it's there.
Mhm.
This is where most humans live.
Yeah.
The third level of reality, again, this is where all of us, all the rest of us will live, is like everything is totally interconnected and there are signs and I trust the flow and I'm just driving my car and I'm getting mad, but then the light turns green this way, so I'll go back that path. And you just like trust the signs, like, oh, that's a sign, like you see your favorite number, that's a sign, or like, oh, that's from my mom, like a feather or a dime, like we're all interconnected, it's all a oneness, and there's signs that connect us to this. This is where I live, you live, we all live.
Mhm.
And then there's a fourth level, which is where humanity as a whole is shifting towards or attempting to,
Mhm.
where everything's a oneness, we're all interconnected, there's no difference between you or me. It's a just one interconnected web of energy.
Mhm.
And like the third level is aware that that's happening, but we don't live there because we're still like humans.
Mhm.
And the second level is aware that it's there, but they don't want to do it. And the first level has no desire.
Mhm.
To be a shaman is to be able to flow between those ones at any given time. So, like, can you go into a deep meditative state? Can you connect with your guides? Is it just like, or not? And so that's kind of the four different levels of reality with shamanism. With the Hawaiian bodywork, and this was something that I gravitated towards for my own personal healing, because
Mhm.
we've all heard of the generational trauma, generational trauma, um, or just issues we've had in this life that just your own personal trauma.
Mhm.
And for me, it was my daddy issues. And so when I found Hunakane, that is what helped me heal, get over, release, move forward.
Mhm.
And so then after having the session, I'm like, I would like to learn how to do this because the whole point of the body work is learn it and pass it on
Mhm.
kind of deal. Like if you feel called to the body work, learn to pass it on. So that's why I do those. But then it's all interconnected because you're healing generational trauma on that fourth level of reality, right? That's
Mhm.
been passed down to all the different levels of reality into the first of this is me now with this.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I don't know if I answered any questions. Like, does this make sense to everyone out there? But
No,
yeah, yeah.
that was a really good way of explaining it. I like that you went into the shamanism because that's something I'm not as I know if like literally as you're talking, I'm like, yes, that all makes perfect sense. I get it all, but it's like I haven't practiced shamanism and I've experienced your Hunakane and your Lomi Lomi, so I know how powerful they are, but same thing. I haven't studied them, so I don't
Like
know.
I would not consider myself a shaman at all. Like the intro was awesome again with Catherine. Shout out to Catherine EB, Rainy Mountain Holistic, located in Winnipeg. But but it definitely gave me that intro to what could be that makes me helps me make sense of what I know now,
Hmm. Hmm.
you know?
Yeah,
But I
it
think
makes
we all
sense.
have the ability to shift between the levels. Like why not?
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
no, and it like just like comparing with me because I do Akashic Records, so like to me it's the same but different. Because like with the Akashic Records, you are going back to heal the generational stuff and you know all of that. It is that higher dimensional work, that fourth level that you're talking about. But then same thing, learning in there has helped me in all my other work as well. So I feel like what shamanism is to you is similar to what Akashic Records are to me.
Exactly. Like a different word for different place on earth, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah.
then they kind of weave together with the other work that we do to just make all of our healing work that much more powerful and then you even go further. Then you go into the massage, whereas I was in the personal training. It's like we have different
We were
modalities,
meant to be
but
friends for sure.
yeah, but
Yeah.
the same, totally. So when did you, I guess you sort of answered this with the daddy issues, but I guess when did you realize you had this gift or this calling
To do massage?
to do the spirit? We
Oh,
could go with
oh
massage,
gosh.
whatever you
Well,
want.
I've always been super weird. Like I started doing yoga on VHS at about 14, in my bedroom, living with my mom. Like we always had incense going and stuff. Like I've always felt the call to the weirdness. But I was a big, again, tomboy, athlete. As in all the sports, I became a competitive swimmer. When I was about 14, I got chosen to go to a very exclusive swimming camp for the province. All the teams in the province could send their top like four swimmers or something. I was chosen for my town. I went and there was a coach for a different team. And he was the massage therapist for the Canadian Olympic women's volleyball. And
Okay.
so he kind of introduced us to massage. And I was just like, this is amazing. And like my mom and I grew up massaging each other's feet, but I'm like, you can do the whole body on anyone? What? And then like at another swimming competition just after this, there was a massage school in Regina, and they were just massaging all of us kids. It's just like it was a different time in the 90s, you know? And yeah, so here I am, just bathing suit down, getting my back done around all these other people, whatever, swim meet. And I'm like, this is great. This is great. This is what I want to do. And then, like, a couple of years later in high school, when they make you do the like, pick some professions and domino effect them, and like, I chose massage for one. And I just applied when I was in high school. I'm like, this is what I want to do, like massage. And then in my second year of massage, third, I don't know, when I was almost done my massage course, my mom had a medium come to her home to do cards for all of her friends.
Mm.
And I was the last person to get done. And she told me I'm meant to be doing Reiki. I had no idea what this was. I'd never heard of this word before. I thought she meant like the Rolfing, like the deep massage. I was like, okay. But then my grandpa had just bought me my first computer. It's like 2006. Okay, guys. And for my last year of college or whatever. And I went onto the internet and it was like, learn Reiki. Like, I don't know how I found it. I was like trying to figure out I think I Googled what is Reiki. And then Catherine popped up.
Oh,
And I'm like, ooh, I'm going to call her. And she's like, yeah, I have one more spot left for my class next weekend. And I'm like, okay. She's like, whatever you do, don't eat meat. And I'm like, okay, I won't eat meat. I'll avoid everything negative. Of course, I ate meat and everything before, throwing up the whole way there. Purge, purge, purge. And then, because I'm like, this is bullshit. I don't know what's going on. Don't eat meat. What do you mean? And then I got there and she was offering level 2 the next day. And I just did both my levels and it totally resonated and made sense. I'm like, how does not everyone know about this Reiki? From the mountaintops, like, attention, everyone. There's words and terms for the vibes that we feel. But yeah. So that would have been 2006. I finished my massage and level 2 Reiki at the same time.
cool. I love that. I love that that's how it happened for you. Because the Reiki is so like that. Like Reiki will find who it needs to find and it will
Yeah.
like be persistent. Like and like it was similar with my experience is very similar how you're like, how does everyone not know this? Like Reiki, Reiki, Reiki. That's totally how I was when I learned. I was just like, everyone needs to do this. This is like
How
so
come no one told me before? Yeah.
yeah, and it made like just perfect sense for some reason. No, that was totally similar to mine. That's so cool. I love that you found it on the internet and found Catherine that way. Yeah. And it was the next weekend and you ate meat, of course.
Right? Of
I
course.
don't think you ever had a vegan phase, did you? You have always eaten meat, haven't you?
Oh, yeah. But after my Reiki level 2, I couldn't eat meat again for about 6 months. I
Yeah.
just couldn't do it. Like, I'd still order my chicken Caesars and get it to my face, and I just could not do it after level 2 for a long, like about half a year.
Yeah, that was me after Reiki Master. I couldn't, I think it was like 2 years for me that I didn't eat it, but now I do again, thankfully. Um,
It's a
so
good way to ground that meat.
it is different, yes.
Yeah.
And something I've sort of realized recently where I went through a phase of like basically cutting out everything. And like I always remember this because like I'd come to your house and you'd be like, so what are we not doing this time? Are we not smoking weed? Are we not drinking? Oh, is this what you're not having? Because it was like I was always in a different and it would blow my mind. I'd be like, Shannyn does it also though. How does it work for her? And she can eat all the things and not for me. And then full circle, I was like, okay, now I get it. And now I'm like, the food gets its vibration lifted up when I eat it. So I can eat whatever I want.
It's like whatever our bodies are called to, like, great. I think stress is the number one killer, and pleasure is what's going to keep us all alive. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm a hedonist.
I mean,
I'm absolutely a hedonist. I love pleasure. But like, eat the foods that your body craves. We're
yeah.
all going to crave different things. Every food is aligned to a different chakra. Maybe that chakra needs some attention. Eat the sweet things, like eat the meat, ground, red meat, red wine. Can't we do both? Balance, everything in moderation, including moderation.
I love that. No, it's so true. One of my healers was like, there's planets out there made entirely of candy. She's like, there's no rule that you can't eat candy. And I'm like, true, true. I'm gonna
Yeah.
give myself some
It's
candy.
just us stressing ourselves out like, we can't eat this stress. And then it kills us.
Yeah, so true.
Stress kills us.
Yeah, that's a truth. So what's one healing experience you've witnessed in all of your, and you can keep it anonymous, obviously, but that still blows your mind? So like one of your sessions or something like that healing experience you've provided where it was like, whoa.
Oh gosh, I don't know. I try to not remember the readings I do or the healing sessions. Like I try to like cut out completely because it's none of my business. But things that changed me as a healer that stuck with me is for those of you who have your Reiki levels, and when you're doing that Rei Hey Ho, when you're inviting the spirit, whoever you invite will show up. I once seen this lady for a Reiki session because her son had passed away and she needed to heal that. And I'm like, okay. But I was on both of her feet. And of course, I'm like, oh, I invite her son to come help heal her heart from the ceiling above. Like, okay, now we know whoever you invite is going to show up. And so I personally do not invite the specific relatives from the beyond to the sessions. I will invite ancestors from this lifetime or any other from the third level of heaven and above who want to work with us on the greatest levels. But no more specific ancestors. So that changed me in my practice. And this would have been like 2007. So I learned that one real quick.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
so funny. I've only
Ooh.
ever had one experience like that too, where they like physically came, and it also was a close like relative person, and I like literally saw them, and I've only ever had that once, and I was like, whoa.
Can
But
I share one more?
yeah, yeah, totally.
Okay. So I was taking my Reiki level 3 at the time because back in the day there was level 1, level 2, ART, then master. So I was in my ART class, and that's when you like get inducted with some symbols and you're beyond time and space and you're sending the Reiki. And Catherine asked, like, okay, who do we want to send Reiki energy to? Like, who do you think would love it? I'm like, my gramps. I might have told you this story. I'm like, do my grandpa. And so we did my grandpa, like, and I wrote his name down and we're Honcho just shonen to Gramps, and I was so excited. I called my Baba the next day. I'm like, "How's Gramps feeling?" And I knew he didn't like Reiki, but I'm like, "Reiki will heal you." And yeah, they took him to the hospital. He was not feeling good. He didn't know what was wrong. He's like, "I don't feel good." So I'm like, always make sure you ask for permission from whoever you're trying to send the vibes to. So that's another one that I learned in class. So.
Yeah. Well, that's so interesting because like they always teach like Reiki can like do no harm, but like
If the human wants it, free
yeah,
will,
yeah,
like you can't
yeah.
just be given your,
No, free will, that
you
is
know,
a very important lesson
yeah,
to learn for sure. And like, yeah, there's instances where they might not be able to give you their blessing or whatever when you can ask their soul, but if you get a no, do you?
yeah, exactly. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah. But and I love it when people are like, yeah, sure, whatever, do it. They're like not really that like they don't really believe it, and then you do it, and then they're like,
But they're totally open. They're like, I
yeah.
don't get it. I don't understand it. I'm here.
Yeah, I've definitely had a
What's
couple
the
clients
magic?
like that. Repeat clients, they kept coming back. They're like, I don't get any of it. I have no idea what you're doing, but somehow I like
I
it. So,
feel great. I'm sleeping well after these sessions. So it's like, yeah.
yeah, yeah. My business is thriving. That's like one of my favorites. It's like the accountant that I worked on for years, and he had not a hot clue what I was doing, but he loved it. Uh, so what is something that or no, we'll do what's a belief or pattern that you had to shed to expand into who you are now?
Girl. Okay. I just had a big one this past Mercury retrograde, this past November, last month. I had a big one. Life changing, you could say.
Hmm.
But and I think I shared this with you already, but I've always, always, always invested all of my energy into what the stars say. Okay. Like it's in the stars. I'll follow the wind, whatever the stars say. Even how I met my son's father, I'm like, a Scorpio is my best match. And he's the only Scorpio that was ever put in front of me. So I'm like, it was meant to be. And I still feel like that worked out perfectly. But in November in the Mercury retrograde, I was introduced to a couple of newer humans or sharing time with humans I've known. And like, according to the stars, we should be perfect friends. Everything should work out. Communication should be great. But then in real life, it wasn't. And I'm like, oh, so like we do have the ingredients to be the people that the stars could make us be, but like we don't necessarily embrace those qualities.
Mhm.
And that's not necessarily who we become. Maybe we just gravitate more towards the human, whether that was one or both of us. But I just felt like this is not living up to its potential, like this
Mhm.
shared space and time.
Mhm.
And so for the first time, I don't care what the stars say. I don't want to be your friend. You know what I mean? Like boundaries. So that's brand new for me.
Which is wild.
Um,
Sorry, that's wild.
I
That's brand new.
know.
That you've always like that. Like, yeah. I mean, I love that for you. But
So I think that it is what I make it, right? Like it's what we make it. So
and I mean, really, like this is just coming to me now. It's like, okay, yeah, like communication should be great, blah blah blah. Well, maybe now you know like how to communicate better based off of that, and it had nothing to do with that actual human. It's like what you needed to learn from that scenario.
yeah, right. The experience, like right on. Like take what you can and
Yeah. And
roll with it.
not every human is living like I think with those stars, it's like yes, if you were both living as who you really were, but like if one or both of you is not, then the stars aren't the
Right? It's
because I've
just
had
what could be, but
yeah,
not
because
what
I've
is.
definitely
Yeah.
had like with the pattern app, like with past partners where it says like, yeah, it's great, da da da. And I'm like, it is not great. This is
Yeah.
not
Well, I just put in like this one gentleman I've known for a decade, and I'm like, put in the friendship, and it's like we're soulmates, and it's like, no, we are. And then I remember being told like choosing to be with your soulmate on Earth is like going traveling with your sibling forever. It's like, oh,
yeah.
so I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and some soulmate like I mean, I've learned like some soulmates are just friends or they're like your soul knows each other, but we can have so many different soulmates in so many different categories of life and like some people
Exactly. Yeah.
just settle for those more like brother sister relationships also. Like
You
not
know,
everyone
so
wants that like that relationship and some people are like, "Oh yeah, sure, I'm fine dating my brother."
but like, yeah, so that was a major shift this November. Like I'm a few days in and I'm just like, I get to decide.
It's a
Like,
whole nother level of freedom and of like not being restricted like by what the stars say.
right? Like I am not controlled by the stars even. Like I like
Less control than before. Oh, I love that. That is a huge one for sure.
yeah.
And this kind of ties into the next question. How do you
Mhm.
integrate your gifts with your human responsibilities and relationships?
Oh gosh. And that's again like, am I schizophrenic or am I just vibing with the universe? You know, because it's just part of being awake, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like especially during my when I'm working, like I heard Gen Z is calling it intuitive massage now, and I love that because I feel like, oh, that's what I feel like I've been doing. Because
Yeah.
like when people come for their massages, I'm like repeating different mantras in my mind, different numbers in my mind. Every human has a different number, like, and so I feel like I'm just flowing with that body machine that time as I'm connected, but it's effortless. Like I don't ask for it to happen
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
or even like, yeah, I don't know, just it just happens. And then when I catch myself being the human, like I'm just, it's like I'll just send it love. Send it love is my default. It's like, you know what? I'm being an asshole. I'm gonna send this love. And just kind of,
That's literally
step
every time I
back.
come to you for advice, that's your thing. And I'm like, oh, right. I forgot that. Okay.
I know, I know.
You've told me
Oh.
only 150 times, but I will try again.
Oh, love is all there is. But yeah, like being a human is hard and
Yeah. And I also think with the whole relationship aspect, like someone like you and me, where we are more open and connected and all this, like sometimes we see things totally different than other people. Like I've had like relationship, friendship, whatever experiences where I'm like, oh my God, this is like all this, and I'm like, wait, they're not seeing reality at all the same as I'm seeing reality right now. Like,
Yeah, we are seeing two different sides of the coin. Yeah.
yes, yes, yeah. So it can be confusing, but no, I think the intuition is such a huge, and grounding the intuition is such a huge, important
Right? Like out of all three things, I say trust the gut. Like, don't follow your heart. Do not follow your heart. You can like listen to it, like hear what its opinion is.
part.
And like don't always use the brain either, because the brain will just like
Lie to you.
you know. But like the gut knows. The gut knows. The gut knows. So
Yes, so
when I
good.
don't follow the gut, that's when I'm like, oh, living in regret now. But
Oh, so good.
that's
I
okay.
love that. I love that distinction. And like the gut, like in the womb healing, it's like the womb, the gut, the same thing. But like, yeah, there is a difference between the heart and the gut, like unfortunately.
Like the love will, like the heart will take you to wherever the love is. And I love that. But
Yeah.
like we need to be realistic here. Like what's gonna get us to the end goal?
Yes. Yes. Oh, so good. So for the listeners, so what would you tell the version of yourself, if there ever, the version of yourself who feels disconnected, burnt out, or stuck on times when you felt that way? Because I mean, I know everything started early for you, but I'm sure there have been.
Oh no. And this is like I truly believe I'm here to serve humans, and what I tell them is what I often have to remind to tell myself is to give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. Like this is a hard thing to do.
Mhm.
Be a human on earth and experience all the negative emotions, the human emotions. And when I do get fizzled or frazzled, I feel like I can get kind of mean to myself.
Mhm.
And then I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I'd never treat somebody else like this. Why would I treat myself like this?
Mhm.
And so I think if I had like words of inspiration or advice or anything for myself or others would be to give yourself grace.
Oh, so
Don't
good.
be so hard.
One of the
Yeah.
most important things you've taught me, I would say, because you give everyone like that is such a powerful, um, yeah, so powerful. Simple, but simple.
Yeah. Like everyone's trying their best. I believe this. Like I don't feel like, at least I hope that people aren't out here trying to cause harm, right? Like people aren't driving erratically to like ruin our driving experience. They're like rushing to get to wherever they need to go because they're not flowing with the flow or whatever. And it's just like, yeah, send that love instead of getting so I don't know.
Taking it personally. Yeah, no, that's so good.
Don't take it personally.
Yeah, no, so important. Honestly, so
Yeah.
important.
Take nothing personal. Nothing is about you. No one cares about you. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah,
no
it's
one
like that.
cares.
It's
Like
like that meme where there's the guy looking outside and it's like all like gray and mopey. It's like no one cares, and then on the other side there's the guy. It's like no one cares. It's like
or the lady who took like the python in a bag on the bus and she's like, no one noticed my python in a bag. I assure you, no one cares about your hairstyle. And that's just it. Like live your best life.
yeah,
Like don't make choices about what you think is the expectation, I guess.
so good, so true. If you could recommend one practice to someone to make that they could make today to start living more
Mm.
multidimensionally, what would you suggest?
Give yourself 5 compliments in the shower every day.
I like
Yeah,
it.
compliments. They
Yeah,
can be superficial, they can be anything, but 5 things that you like about yourself in the shower every day.
good. Yes. Awesome. So we're going to do a lightning round of question answers. But before that, if listeners wanted to experience your work, where can they find you?
Oh, they can find me at Cramp Chiropractic in Winnipeg, Manitoba. I'm a dinosaur of massage, so I am on the Facebook. Shannyn Chambers, RMT at Cramp Chiropractic. I had a colleague laugh at me a couple of weeks ago because I'm like, oh, I'll make a post on Facebook. They're like, Facebook? I'm like, that's where my demographic is, okay? But technically I'm on Instagram, but Cramp Chiropractic.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So this is just like quick answers, or so it says. So we already kind of covered this, but we'll go back. What's your sun, moon, rising?
Oh, Pisces sun, Pisces moon, Capricorn rising.
Hey. Okay. And we also kind of answered this, but spirit guides, loud or subtle?
Oh, super loud.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Am I
Yeah.
listening?
They're
So,
loud. If I'm listening, that's another. Yeah, no doubt. What past life do you relate to the most?
I have two. I have two. Um, so for me, as myself, Shannyn, this lifetime, I had a past life reading years ago, and it told me that I was a male warrior who is so masculine, females are not allowed in my presence. And like on the inside, I assure you, I do not feel like a 5'1" female. I feel like I can like, wah, and that makes sense. So, which is why I'm in this physical form, especially.
Yeah.
But the lifetime before this one that affected me as a person the most, I think, would have been the last one that I shared with my mom. She and I've shared lifetimes before, but the one that we shared most recently before this one, she was the first wife and I was the new wife, and she did not like me. Okay. And she hated when I talk about this. She's like, no, not at all. But absolutely all of it. And anyone else who I've told this to, they're like, oh, I see that. Because that became our dynamic, which was something that we both tried very hard to heal in this lifetime. And we did get to a better place at the end. But I would say that past life is the one that affected me most, as the other one made me who I am, if those two
Yep.
make sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
Totally makes sense. And your mom, I'm guessing she's there while you're saying that.
We're like besties now on the other
Yeah.
side. Like she's got
As
my
you were talking,
belly,
I was like, you're totally receiving from her at the same time while you're telling that story.
always, it's great. She wants my sister's apartment. It's great.
Aw, she wants it. Yeah, of course, because that's your sister. She's like, yeah. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, the most random sign that the universe has ever sent you.
Okay. I don't know if anyone still does this, but does anyone remember payphones? And when you have to put the coins in the payphones and sometimes it have the money return. I like to check if there's money in there every once in a while. Like if I'm walking out of Safeway and like it's rare when there's money in there, but when it is, I'm like, this is gonna be a great day. This is a sign. So
I love that. That's so good. That's yeah. No, I mean, it makes sense, but yeah.
yeah. The
Okay,
last time I found money in a payphone was in Mexico, circa 2017.
probably because people don't really use payphones anymore.
It was a peso.
Yeah.
Just lucky.
Oh. Last question. If you could visit one realm or dimension tonight in your sleep, where would you go?
Yeah. A realm or dimension. If I could go to a realm or dimension with all of the women from this lifetime to be able to be in one room having a conversation, I think that'd be the most fun. Like my
Cool.
mom, my baba, my big baba. My baba would always talk about her baba, whom I've never met, right? So like if we could like do that,
Yeah.
for me, this lifetime, I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Cool. Ooh, I love that. Yes. Oh, I love the maternal lineage. So good. Oh, amazing. Well, thank you so much, Shannyn, for being here today, for sharing yourself with us. This has been so fun, and we covered so much. So once again, if you are interested in connecting with Shannyn, if you're in Winnipeg area, highly recommend checking her out. If you just like the internet and the memes and all that, she is on the internet.
Yes, you can find me on Facebook.
Yes, you can find her on Facebook. And yeah, awesome. Thank you so much for being
Thank
here,
you. Thank you.
Shannon. Amazing. Thank you for sharing this space with me today. If something in this episode resonated, let it land. You don't need to understand it all right now. Integration happens in its own time. You'll find ways to connect and explore working together in the show notes, and you're always welcome to reach out if you feel ready to go deeper. Remember, you don't have to transcend your humanity to be spiritual. Your lived experience is the initiation. Until next time, stay curious, stay embodied, and keep living multidimensionally. May your days play out for the highest good. Namaste.